live in the Golden Goose Kitchen. And don't forget to get your cookbook. And don't forget to write your review.
Thank you. On Amazon, it's so easy. 5 stars. That's all you gotta do.
We would love it.
and here I am with a bunch of kale.
Who doesn't love a bunch of kale?
Who doesn't love a bunch of kale? Hi.
Hi. I just saw you a little while ago.
It's only been a couple hours since I've seen you.
I know. It's a good thing we like each other. I know. We got to do a little kind of promo-y thing today.
Today was really fun. We met the most delightful duo of women, another duo. And they, Amanda and Rachel, and they have a new talk show called Talk Santa Fe, and it's so cool. And they're
on Instagram.
They're lovely, and they're really smart and funny, and they're doing it all themselves. So we can relate.
Yay. Girl power.
Girl power. Thanks for having us on the show if you're watching. That was super fun. It's going to come out in like 2 weeks, right before the Barnes & Noble.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. This just blows my mind blown. We're going to be signing books in Barnes & Noble.
Wait a minute. Is that really happening?
Yes. On March 17th, if you're in the Albuquerque area.
If you're in the Quirky.
In the Quirky, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at 2 p.m.
We'll be the ones wearing green in the corner signing the book.
Yeah. Hi, Kel. I wish you were here. You could be with us in the Barnes & Noble land. How weird is that?
I mean, corporate. But you know what? The one here, like a lot of Barnes & Noble actually, is really starting to become, I'm not going to say indie or anything, but they're taking in the community and they're specializing to the area more. And
yeah,
so that's
helping local.
Yeah, that's cool.
Helping
so
local.
What am I doing today?
I know. We were deciding what Lisa could make, and she realized she had leftover rice in her fridge.
So a couple of days ago, I made some fish and rice and broccoli and, that kind of deal. But it was delicious. And I had this leftover, like 2.5 cups of rice. And I was like, what could I do? I could do like rice pudding. I could make some kind of like risotto or patties type of deal. And then I remembered from a certain cookbook, which one could it be? This one. That's how you're feeling. Like 4 years ago, Debriana.
I know.
Stuffed heirloom tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in the book, it's called I'm Gonna Be Somebody Someday, Stuffed Heirloom Tomatoes with Cashews and Herbs. So the cool thing about our book is you really can adapt most of the recipes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm adapting this today, basically, and we made it vegan. In the book, it's vegan. Kind of going meat fest today on cheese. But you still can do it. That's the great thing about stuffing things, okay? And today I'm doing it with peppers. These beautiful,
gorgeous
colors.
I love those.
Notice no green because bleh.
No, I think green are not ripe. They're not ripe peppers.
There's something wrong with them.
There's something wrong with them.
I think we also have trauma from the 70s because it was such a popular thing then, and they just tasted gross.
No, Kelly, I am not. I'm not actually in black. It's actually very dark green. So I'm hopeful for women's rights. I'm in a hopeful place.
So speaking about that, so as I prepare, are you wondering what I'm cooking right now? I'm actually sauteing some beautiful Italian chicken spicy sausage. Because we're going to put that in the stuffing for these peppers. and I've preheated the oven to 400, and I got my kale, and we're just gonna assemble, and it's so easy and so tasty, and you can make extra. But I want to talk about something right now, and this is something my dear mother just stopped by and gave me, and it's called, I bet Sean Burrich knows this, Sultansko olive oil. It's like this highest polyphenol olive oil in Croatia. It's so tasty. It's beaten Italy in olive oil tastings.
What?
But it is the bomb, and I'm gonna use it tonight to drizzle over. And I, honest to God, I could just drink it. I mean, it's so good.
Yum. Well, you know what's weird? This is weird. David and I went into the marketplace today to get a few things, and the new Starbucks coffee this month is olive oil coffee. They're, honest to God, they're putting olive oil in the coffee, but I bet it's not that delicious one. I was like, I mean, I get that olive oil is like adding fat to your coffee, like, you know, really intense half and half, but I'm going to guess most people are going to go,
okay, I am as olive oil as they get. I am oily. You and I are oily.
Oily
It's
people.
our blood. We have olive oil in our blood, but I don't think I would ever drink that.
I'm like, I'm going to have to try it because it just sounds weird.
That's wild.
Not that I like the coffee very much, but I'm going to have to try it.
So I just wanted to say to people today, this is what I was going to tell you earlier. As I take out the sausage and start chopping. I'm going to, first of all, 2 cups of rice, old rice from the other day. I'm putting it in a big bowl, okay?
Well, see, and now listen, if you have, you know, Chinese food and you got leftover rice, look.
Right. You make a whole bunch of rice. I mean, you know, we always overdo it with the rice because we always want extra, and then I always have to do something.
Yep, I do the same thing.
But so I'm taking out the sausage, and I'm just gonna dice it up while we're talking. But and the rice is already in the bowl, and I have 4 sausages.
Okay, so it's like 1 per pepper.
I mean, pretty much. Yeah. Well, actually, a little bit less because there's 6. I have 6 peppers in a roasting pan right now with the tops off, completely hollowed out. You take out all the pith and all that stuff, all the seeds, and just have them sitting there ready to go. But as I chop this off,
you posted toilet, Kelly. Oh my God.
Okay, whoa. Sometimes it's TMI, people, while we're cooking. But I wanted to say to you was that Seamus, my soon-to-be 18-year-old youngest son,
college student,
was saying to me today some really hopeful things from a Gen Z, because we were talking about AI and like my Gen X fear of the AI takeover, and we're going to become Terminator, you know, Brave New World, whatever. Panic. Yeah. I've seen every apocalyptic movie, and he's just like, Mom, I think I believe in humanity a little bit more, that we're not going to allow that. I just don't think we will. And I was like, really?
Okay.
And he's like, he really don't. And he thinks that, also thinks that there's no way Trump's going to win.
I don't think there is either, but
that's coming from the Gen Z.
AI. I'm not in with the AI thing. I think we've, hello, we allowed Roe to be overturned because we didn't think they'd ever do it too. That's what they all kept saying. No, that won't happen.
I know. But I'm just telling you, from the people that will probably determine this election and a lot of other things, that age group gave me hope. He's like, I still feel
I'm going to hang on.
I mean, he still feels, he and his friends still feel hopeful. That is something.
That's great. Yeah, that's definitely something.
So, I don't know. But it made me feel good to hear that.
Yeah, it does. And I do think that we're going to be, I think if we turn out and vote, and that's the thing, we all have to do the work, but I do think he's not going to win. Anyway, you know, I've been reduced to online psychics. My online psychic's been saying that for a while.
I really want to eat a piece of this, and I'm going to refrain. I'm sorry. I'm listening. You've been reduced to online
want one.
I know. It's so good. Okay,
No.
so right now I'm chopping up and going to saute some cremini mushrooms.
Okay.
And this is just a basket full. I don't know how many that is, you know, the little standard basket. So I'm just slicing them.
I think the standard basket's 8 ounces.
And they shrink a lot, you know, so it looks like a lot, right? But here's what I'm gonna do that's interesting. See, you can really experiment with stuff like this. Just everything in the kitchen sink of whatever you have left that you want to stuff in your peppers. But like for me, my favorite thing to do with mushrooms is almost like to apply a linguine with clam sauce mentality with them, where it's just like, you know, butter, a little olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, white wine, parsley. Yep. You know.
Yep.
You're good to go.
I'm in.
You're good to go. So I'm going to do that.
And you know, you can let your imagination go on what you want to put in the stuffing.
And I have, you know, Italian parsley, so I'm going to chop up some of that. I have some shallot. I'm going to put some shallot in there. Now, I would normally do onion, but I'm kind of feeling shallot because I'm going upper level with the mushrooms. Okay.
I love shallots. I love shallots.
I know you do. I do too. We share a love of shallots.
Yeah, I have a love of shallot. They're sweeter.
I'm also debating. I bought like goat cheese and heirloom cherry tomatoes, and I was thinking maybe I might put a little Kalamata olive in there. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
You put a little olivey, and then it's going to be topped with drizzled olive oil and Italian cheese blend of like hard Italian cheeses. So, you know, that's, I'm done. And I have goat cheese. Now, I'm debating. The goat cheese is a debate for sure, but I kind of want to do it a little bit, the goat cheese.
Why not?
Like,
honestly, it's goat cheese. How bad can it be?
Like goat cheese in the mix, not on top, but in the mix, you know? So anyway, so I'm chopping up the garlic right now. 4 cloves of garlic. Yeah. 1 little basket of mushrooms. I've got like a handful of parsley.
Okay. Are you going to put any kind of sauce on it, or are you just doing them, you're going to roast them the way they are with olive oil?
So I'm going to cover the peppers with olive oil. Just, you know, massage the oil in. I'm also putting in about a cup of chicken broth.
Oh, nice. Okay.
When I mix the whole thing in with all these ingredients, it's so easy. Like right now, I'm just chopping up the sausage, cubing the sausage. Just everything's gonna go in this bowl with rice, and this is basically the stuffing for the olive oil.
So, are you going to use egg or anything to bind it, or just the cheese?
It's just gonna be goat cheese.
I'm loving that.
And
I think
so,
I'm going to drive over to your house.
It'll have a little bit of olive oil in it on the inside. I'm going to put, and as far as spices, I'm just putting in some salt and pepper, cayenne, some of that Tenzi scallion salt. That's really good.
Oh, I love that.
Or it's without salt. It's without salt. It's without
salt. Yeah, that one doesn't have salt in it. I have one that has salt, but I do love that shallot green onion thing they have. Penzies is a great spice company, kids.
It's really great.
You need one.
I'm chopping up a large shallot, fine chop, so it can go, you know, and permeate everything. What else? I mean, oh yes, I have the kale.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the spines out and just fine chop the kale and stick it in there because there'll be some nice vitamin, you know, color.
El yummo, as we say in Italian.
El yummo. And if you put kale with all these yummy things, of course it's gonna taste good.
It's gonna be good for you. Woohoo!
Right. And I'll probably do, let's see, how big is this goat cheese thing? It is just this chèvre thing that's like, it's 5 ounces.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm just kind of eyeballing this, but I think it's going to be okay. And if I have leftover stuffing, I'm just going to butter a little casserole dish and stick it in there.
Oh, that's so great. That sounds good. Are you going to cover them or you leave them open?
I like to leave them open so that they get kind of crusty, you know, with the cheese on top, with the hard cheese. But
Yeah.
then I will put foil over it probably, you know, at the end because I don't want it to burn. But it's 400. The oven's at 400, and they bake for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Olive oil.
David,
So easy.
I want to know where you are.
I'm here.
He's making dinner.
Dave is cooking.
Woo!
Yay!
Look, he's making the dinner tonight. Wow. I'm psyched.
Can we talk about your cookies that you gave me today? Oh my God.
Oh, I know. They were pretty good, right?
Wow.
I know. I think those are going to have to go in the book. They were really good. And they're gluten-free.
Next cookbook. That time we drank our feeling.
That's it.
Cocktails and cookies. That time we drank our feeling.
Oh, I don't know who this is on Facebook, but someone's saying I haven't done stuffed peppers for a while and they're inspired.
Well, thank you, because I don't think I've made anything like this since we did the stuffed tomatoes 3.5 years ago. So
Oh my God.
It's kind of chilly here, and I was like, what do I have? And I thought about the rice, and like in the cookbook with the stuffed tomatoes, I think I did it with quinoa or bulgur wheat or
You did. I think you did quinoa.
Yeah, and it was so good with cashews and
yeah, as if I can remember.
So long ago.
We've been doing this for 40 years, feels like. But we're having fun, and we're still having fun. And at goldengoose.kitchen.com, as soon as we get all the dates locked down, our East Coast tour will be on there. We do have our bookstores in Washington, D.C. at Busboys and Poets and at the Ivy in Baltimore locked down. But because we're going from D.C. to Maine and back down to Boston, I think we're going to have a whole litany of places we're going to. So please go there and share it with your East Coast friends if you're not an East Coast person.
Hey, you guys, and we're trying to get on Hoda and Jenna's show. If you know anybody or you want to write in and just say, hey, you should write to them on Instagram and say, hey, you should have these two crazy gals on the show. You know, these kind of things help. Just throwing it out there if you have nothing to do
if
tonight.
you're listening.
If you got nothing to do tonight and you want to help, like that would be super cool.
I love sausage and peppers. I love sausage and peppers.
I know. It's so good. I mean, I was like, should I do ground beef? And I'm like, hell no. I'm doing spicy sausage.
Sausage.
What are you, nuts?
I know. We love sausage.
I know. It's so good. So anyway, I'm making, there's got to be some French term for this beautiful thing that is mushrooms, shallot, garlic, olive oil, butter, salt and pepper, white wine. I mean, what is it? It's like perfection.
It's delicious.
It's like the best thing there is.
It is.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm just, and you know what? I have some of your lemon salt that you gave me.
Uh-huh.
Throw a little bit of that in there.
Nice. So you're pre-sauteing everything. You're not putting everything in with the rice raw. Just FYI.
Oh yeah, you do not want to do that. And this rice I put in there is obviously cooked. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
It was already cooked. Yeah, it's really important to not put in raw vegetables. Okay.
Or raw meat. So because there are some recipes where the rice is par cooked or you're actually cooking the rice in the pepper.
Right.
That is not this.
No, it is not. And I'm going to get a little vino. Oh, let's see. What do I have here? Some Lucas and Llewellyn Chardonnay.
What?
It's a family.
How weird.
Just, it's the festival of family products. What can I say? Anyway, I'm going to put some of that in there and some butter.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, it's looking pretty good. And I'll fly over the camera because I finally got the contraption to work.
You know, because one of these days we'll have camera people other than my poor husband who's slaving away making dinner.
God bless you, David. What would we have done without David this whole time? I don't know.
I don't know. What is it? Is it 18 years this year or 19?
There are certain people
18 years of David for me. Yay!
There are certain people who have been with us from the beginning. Obviously, David, Penina, Holly, you know.
Yep.
Everybody that has been our super fans of all the incredible home chefs and chefs.
Okay, what are you chopping now?
So I just chopped the parsley. I'm going to show you this beautiful thing, and I'm about to put some wine in it.
Oh, yay!
Can you see what I'm doing? Wait.
Oh, nice. That's great.
So I'm just going to take a spoon.
Oh my God. Oh, at least it wasn't a Cuisinart or a KitchenAid.
If Rachel and Amanda were watching right now, that was what we were talking about earlier today in the interview. But see, it's a beautiful.
Oh, that looks
lovely,
yummy.
The scent of, the shallot. Now I'm going to add a little bit of chard. And it's gonna be yummy. And I'll probably finish it off like the kale is an enigma in its own right.
I know there are people that really hate kale.
You cut off, and I had to learn this because I didn't know. Like part of the problem with kale is you don't want to eat this part.
Yeah.
It's tough. Chewy. You just cut it out and then you chop up this part.
And you use that part for soup stock.
There you go. See, you don't waste it. You don't throw it away. But, you don't. It's just too chewy. It's too stocky. It's stocky.
Stocky. Because it is like the spine.
Very stocky. So probably like a quarter cup of vino right here.
That was a Lisa measurement.
That'll leave a measurement. So this is just sauteing, and the mushrooms are really going to shrink in size and soak up all the wine and butter and salt and pepper and everything, and really become flavorful. And I'm going to add the kale.
We have kale right now. No kale people here.
But I swear to you, it's worth it if you chop it up really finely, take out the stalk, and then you get a massive amount of vitamins in this,
Yeah.
So, and it's not that bad.
No, I like it. I do. I add it. I have a friend who swears he hates kale, swears it, and he eats it at my house and doesn't know it because I mix it in with my collard greens when I make collards.
See? I hid it from my children for years.
Yeah, he eats it. I'm not telling you, Wiz. You've been eating it at my house for a long time.
You just don't know it. But see, it's so vitamin rich. I mean, these dark green greens are so good for you. So, anyways, what else can we talk about? Really excited about this book tour.
Yeah, very exciting. It's very exciting.
I know. And I hope we can get to the Midwest too this summer. That would be really fun.
Yes, I'm very sneaky. People don't know I'm feeding them well.
Sneaky kid. But yeah.
Oh, here, we love to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the videos. That's really helpful. Also to write reviews of our cookbook on Amazon. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Oh God, I love fried kale. I love fried kale, and I make kale chips too. We can't decide. I think I made them on the show once a long time ago.
We can't remember.
But they are delicious.
So I'm just rough chopping this kale. I'm going to put it in with the mushroom and wine and butter and stuff right now. And should I add tomatoes? I don't know, baby. I have cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
Okay,
I think I will add a few.
Who is that in Columbia, Missouri?
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody, one of our Facebook friends. Facebook won't tell me who you are. So
we're so sorry about that. They suck, even though
it's true. I've been adding cardamom to stuff. Kelly didn't know it. I'm so sneaky that way. Okay, I just have a feeling when people say they hate it, it's because it hasn't been cooked well.
Don't fear the kale.
Oh, it's Liz. Hi, Liz. Hi, Liz.
Don't fear the kale. It's all going to get really small. It's all going to get really small. Okay. And it's with some just delicious, tasty things. I just put in a little cayenne pepper. And
oh, yay. That's good.
Last couple of things to chop. Some delicious cherry tomato, organic cherry tomatoes. And I'm going to do some Kalamata olives.
Yeah, I think the cherry tomatoes will be a good addition because the rice is already cooked.
Yeah.
So I think it will be a good, it'll add some moisture.
Some moisture. No, you're right. Totally. And I'm just going to cut them in half.
Listen to us. Like we know what we're doing.
And I'm adding this to the kale mushroom thing because, again, I don't want them to be raw.
Hi.
If I cook them, a handful of them, right, then they're going to be juicy and good. And they're going to be that much more far along, right?
Yes. Our Facebook user, who I'm assuming is Liz Mitchell, is saying hi to us.
Hi. I don't know who it is. We don't know who it is.
I know Facebook. At least we're on. I mean, there was a week or two where Facebook was being really weird with our platform and we couldn't see the Facebook people. But I'm glad we can at least see that we have Facebook people, even if we don't know who they are.
Okay, so this is pretty much everything but the kitchen
Thank
sink stuffed peppers. So I just did about 14 cherry tomatoes just now, and now I'm gonna put in some already. I have to eat one.
Well, hey, it's our kitchen. I mean,
so I'm gonna just cut these in half too because I don't want them to be giant pieces of olive. But they're not. These are from Trader Joe's, and they're not. And they're in olive oil, and they're not the
they're not brine. Yeah. I always
they're not in brine. They're in olive oil. It's a big difference. It's much more subtle and perfect for this. Otherwise, if you did the brine kind, they'd probably really take over in flavor. Yeah, it'd be too much. But this is going to be good.
That way. I really like them in olive oil.
I know.
I guess that why wouldn't I? I'm Italian.
Of course you would. Okay, I'm actually quartering these.
Did I ever tell you that story about being in LA? And I was like, I went on my first walk with my friends and we walked by an olive tree and there were olives and I like lost my mind. I'm like, oh my God, olives, this is so cool. And I reached up and grabbed it. And before they could tell me not to eat it, I had put it in my mouth and it was just gross. Because they do
you can't
have something done to them. You cannot eat them off the tree.
No, you cannot. Yeah, but they are an incredible thing, and
I love them.
I just love them so much. I don't know. I can't imagine a world where I don't have some type of olive or olive oil every single day.
Well, I'm telling you, I guess I'll do a Facebook post about that olive oil in the coffee thing. I have to try it.
I mean, try it and see. I'm so skeptical.
God, me too. But I have to. Maybe
I'm shocked.
Coffee better.
But when people get on a bandwagon, it's like, well, there's some things you're just not supposed to do, and that might be one of them.
It might be. I don't know. Well, I'm going to find out. So, and hey, you guys, speaking of women's rights, thank you very much, Kelly. There's an election coming, and there's lots of stuff to do. So that you please join a group of some kind. And it's super fun. You meet great people. Actually, that's how I met Kelly. Being in political groups with like-minded people is really fun. And we have an election to win and, rights to preserve. Oh, that looks gorgeous.
I'm going to put in goat cheese.
You do it, girl. I'm with you.
Okay. You keep talking. Join
All
the
right.
groups. Group.
What?
Join the groups.
Yeah. Join the groups. Join the cause. Help us win. Yes. For Tuesdays next week. Holy cow. Can you believe that? We're going to get this. We are. I believe it. So,
I do too.
Yep, you can make calls, knock on doors, talk to your friends. Just talk. Just talking to people and explaining to them about the kind of world we're going to live in. I mean, actually, I honestly said this to David today. We will have to leave the country because I know I'm on somebody's list. We will absolutely have to leave the country.
Also, can we just talk about the IVF situation? I mean...
Hello.
Bye-bye.
It's cray-cray. They have actually gone cray-cray. Yes, you want to make sure people. Yes, you do need to make sure you're checking your voter registration often. Make sure you're not kicked off the voter rolls. And I understand Texas has gotten really weird about registering to vote. I've heard people have had a hard time registering. So do check your voter registration and, make sure you're registered and help other people to register if you can. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. Many of us are on the list. Oh, geez.
Right. Okay, here we go, Debrianna. So I have this bowl of rice, sausage, goat cheese, salt, pepper, cayenne, the Tenzi scallion thing, I'm taking the hot, sauteed mushrooms, kale, tomatoes. I'm putting it in. This is going to kind of soften the cheese. And I'm going to add about a half cup of chicken stock. And that is going to be the situation.
Okay, I'm in with you.
For the stuffing. And I didn't put a nut in it. Sometimes I do that. Okay, here's my total guess of that. Sorry. It's about half.
Well, I mean, if you were going to not have meat, I would put a nut. I would do a pine nut myself.
If you were going to not have meat or what?
You didn't have meat because then you're adding a protein to it.
But with the meat, I think it's kind of too much.
I don't think you need it.
Okay, so I'm not going to do it. But see, the goat cheese is melting beautifully, coating everything. And this is just going to be a luscious little stuffing here for these peppers.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm very excited about it.
How long are you going to cook them?
I'm going to cook them. I mean, with the tomatoes in the book, it's half an hour. It might be an hour. I don't know. I'm going to check it at half an hour because, peppers are tougher than tomatoes. So we'll see. But I'm thinking it's going to be at least 45 minutes. I know. I
would think it would be 45 minutes too.
But it's at 400, so it's going to get really roasty. So let's just, do one for fun. Just to stuff one for kicks right now. I'm just mixing it. So what's going to happen is, I've got this roasting pan here, right, with all the peppers. So the first thing I'm going to do before I stuff them is put olive oil.
Give them a little massage.
Give them a little pepper massage with the olive oil. So I'm going to just,
With that delicious olive oil, yeah.
So just, so these are gonna get really delish, man. This is gonna be so good. I'm very excited.
I know, I am too. Well, and here's the thing, this doesn't take super genius, super skills.
I'm gonna try not to take that as an insult.
No, I'm being encouraging to other people who might, not be cooking.
No,
I mean, this is an easy recipe. Look how fast this was.
And I am not a super genius, and I can do this. Damn it, I can do it.
I didn't mean that. I didn't. I was just trying to encourage those people who don't cook to try it.
It's okay, Debriana. I get
Okay.
it. It's okay. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, and if you just are like, what do I make? What do I make? Look
Come
how
on.
easy it was.
David could make these.
I just took what was in the fridge. Okay, so now we're gonna stuff one so I can show you. And so it's this yummy. Wait, I'm gonna taste it first. I'm gonna taste it first.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Is it good?
Oh my God. Okay. You know that if you taste something before it's even cooked and it's fantastic, you got something good. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm stuffing it. I'm really, really stuffing it. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is drizzle it with olive oil on top, okay, of the stuffed. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with a combination of hard cheeses. And the combination is Asiago and Parmesan.
Perfect. Hey,
Okay.
listen. See, this is this would be a perfect thing to serve for people coming to dinner. It's not hard. Make a salad on the side, you've got dinner. And they're going to be super genius.
And if you're like, I don't want to have to cook for a week, you can make a ton of these and just, eat them and not have to cook.
Yeah.
Because it's so good, you're not going to get sick of it.
No, Lisa's having dinner at her house. I'm having dinner at mine, but I want one of those peppers.
I can save one for you. I'll save one for you. I'll save one for you tomorrow if you want one.
Yeah, they look delish.
So easy.
Yay.
And I'm going to have, I think, or maybe, you know what? The cavities of peppers are so much bigger than tomatoes when I normally do this that I might not have to do an extra thing. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's...
Yeah, you'll be able to fill them up.
Yep.
Yeah, they're perfect little vessels, those colored peppers. I love them.
I know, and I love the way they taste when they're roasted.
Me too. That's so super sweet. This is great. What a great either fall or this wintry time that we're coming out of dinner. Thank you so much for doing that. That's delicious.
You're welcome, darling.
Yay.
Anytime.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah. Yes, leftovers are great. Oh, yeah. See, you can bring them to work the next day. You are so right, whoever said that, Facebook user.
It's so true. And don't forget, I'm going to cook them first until the Parmesan gets crispy on the top. And then I may tent them with foil to make sure they don't burn.
Yeah, perfect.
But just check.
Perfect.
No harm in checking.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Woo! And don't forget to look for our cute video on Talk Santa Fe on Instagram. Yep. It was so fun to hang out with those girls today.
Give them a like on Instagram. Talk Santa Fe. They're awesome.
Yes. And hey, we are March 17th. We're going to be at Barnes & Noble in Albuquerque.
The biggest bookstore in New Mexico.
I know, it's so crazy. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you next week.